What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. The Deshaun Watson saga is coming to its conclusion. The Houston Texans quarterback will be traded to the Miami Dolphins, as the Dolphins are a desperate organization coming off a 10-win season. They got off into a bad start this season, 1-5. And owner Stephen Ross is looking to shake things up and bring in the franchise quarterback. Now, the Miami Dolphins went into this season believing that they were going to make the playoffs, and a lot of people was even predicting them to be a dark horse Super Bowl contender. But fresh off the heels of losing to a winless Jacksonville Jaguar team over there in London, the owner is getting a little bit antsy and wants to make a splash down there in South Beach. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, as far as Deshaun Watson goes in his situation with the Houston Texans, now they got sideways with him when they didn't consult him on bringing in Nick Caserio, who came out of the New England Patriots organization. He was one of the guys that was working in the front office closely with Bill Belichick. When they brought him into the fold and didn't consult Deshaun Watson after they told they was going to consult Deshaun Watson on the general manager's search, they had a couple of people that he was looking for them to give a strong consideration to. Two minority general managers, and those guys got interviews, but when it was all said and done, owner Cal McNair got on the plane with Tim Chaplin, and I guess, what is he? He's over the football operations. I don't know if he's a vice president or president of football operations, Jack Easterby. They got on the plane and flew to Foxborough and brought Nick Caserio to town. That did not sit well with Deshaun Watson. He immediately asked for a trade, and then these sexual allegations came into the fold. And he's been dealing with that, 22 lawsuits, dealing with sexual deviant behavior. From what I'm hearing, those lawsuits pretty much been settled. Everybody's agreed to the terms and how much he's going to pay those 22 ladies. So that's not going to be an issue. Now, the criminal investigation seems to be going nowhere either, from what I'm hearing. They've been doing a lot of investigating. The thing about each allegation is it's only two people in the room: Deshaun Watson and the lady masseuse. Now, some of the masseuses were not licensed masseuses, but that's neither here nor there. When you talk about it was only two people in that room. And when it gets down to two people in that room, it's basically he said, she said type of situation. It's hard to prove in court, so I don't see any of those criminal allegations going anywhere. So with that being said, Deshaun Watson is free and clear to try to latch on to another team, and the Houston Texans seem to be getting the right compensation package to deal the Pro Bowl quarterback. The Pro Bowl quarterback has a no-trade clause, so they can't just trade him anywhere. Now, there's a chance that he could go on the commissioner exempt list, and that probably is another thing that's playing into the thinking of the Miami Dolphins is might as well get his potential suspensions out of the way in a lost season. You're going 1-5. You get, maybe he misses 4 games due to suspension. You got Jacoby Brissett, who's more than qualified to start in the NFL. He can basically hold it down till Deshaun goes back. Maybe they get a couple of wins. Maybe they still stay within striking distance of maybe the 7th seed in the NFL playoffs. Maybe that's the case. And then when Deshaun comes back, they can make a push for the playoffs. With that being said, it's looking likely that this thing will get done by, at the earliest, next week, by the latest November 2nd. It's a lot of moving parts now. What's going to be the compensation? I'm hearing that the Texans will get 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick. Now, they wanted 2 second-round picks, but that's not going to be the case. Now, what's going to be the fate of quarterback Tua Tagovailoa as the Miami Dolphins spent the first-round pick on him? I'm hearing there's multiple teams interested in his services. The Denver Broncos could be a team that seeks to trade for him. The Washington Redskins, the Washington football team could potentially be a team that's seeking Tua Tagovailoa's services, as both of those teams do not have their quarterback situation settled at all. As you got Taylor Heineke, a guy that came out of nowhere starting for the Washington football team, and you got Teddy Bridgewater. Oh, jam, Teddy's jam for me now. The old Teddy Bridgewater, who in my opinion has always done real good in every place he's been, but for some reason teams do not believe he can take him to that next level, as his arm strength is very limited. Certain parts of the field is pretty much taken away from the offense with him taking snaps behind the center. So they want a quarterback that can use all fields. A stronger arm quarterback is basically what a lot of those teams feel when they have Teddy Bridgewater at the helm, and they see the limited of his down the field passing game. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But that's the latest and the greatest. Deshaun Watson is heading to South Beach to play for the Miami Dolphins, and the Texans, taking advantage of a desperate team in a desperate situation, is going to get the compensation that they've been looking for all this while. When teams were trying to tell them to take 15 cents on a dollar, Nick Caserio say, hell to the no. I'm not going to do it. You're going to give me what Deshaun Watson is worth. I'm taking nothing less than that. Anything less will be uncivilized, is what Nick Caserio said. And it's like they're going to get what they want. So we will see what happens. We will see what transpires. But the Miami Dolphins is on the cuspices of getting a franchise quarterback, and they ain't had that since the Dan Marino days. Let me know your thoughts about Deshaun Watson going to South Beach. And let me know your thoughts about the Houston Texans getting 3 first-rounders and 2 second-rounders. You think that's enough, or you think they should get more than that compensation? I'm hearing that it could be some players involved in this deal too, as far as a couple of starters from the Miami Dolphins. But the core of the deal is 3 1s and 1 2s. And basically what the Texans was asking for all along. Now, it was some reports came out saying that they was asking for 3 1s and 2 2s. And that was probably being very optimistic. But, you know, you always shoot high, and then you come down to what you really thought you was going to get in the first place. And that was the case with the Houston Texans. They was going to shoot high for 3 1s and 2 2s. But in the back of their mind, they said, if we can get 3 1s and 1 2, we will take that. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.